San Juan, Puerto Rico. CNN Puerto Rico grappled with damages and deaths caused by Hurricane Maria on Friday as the storm hurtled across the Caribbean and slapped the Turks and Caicos Islands. The storm hit Puerto Rico 2 days ago and knocked out power in the U.S. Commonwealth of more than 3 million people, Governor Ricardo Rossello said. And it could be months before the electricity returns. A gradual weakening of Maria is forecast over the next 2 days, but the Category 3 hurricane still socked the Turks and Caicos, a British overseas territory of more than 52,000 people. Maria's core moved away from the Turks and Caicos in a north-northwestward direction and was expected to pass northeast and east of the Bahamas through Sunday, the center said in its 2 p.m. advisory. A dangerous storm surge and large waves will raise water levels by as much as 9 to 12 feet above normal tide in the Turks and Caicos and southeastern Bahamas, the center said. At least 6 people were killed in Puerto Rico, said Dr. M. Pesquera, the island's public safety director. On Friday, people in the northwest part of the island were urged to evacuate after a dam on the Guajataca River failed, according to a tweet from the National Weather Service. Earlier, Puerto Rico's governor told CNN's New Day that 13 people had died in the storm. The figure was based on reports from mayors on the island, but law enforcement hasn't confirmed the total, the government said. Flash flooding continues in portions of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic due to persistent heavy rainfall from Maria's trailing rain bands, the Hurricane Center said. Maria is producing winds of near 125 miles per hour, more than 200 kilometers per hour, with higher gusts. Moving at 9 miles per hour, 15 kilometers per hour, it is 420 miles, 675 kilometers, east-southeast of Nassau, Bahamas. Hurricane warnings are in effect for the Turks and Caicos and southeastern Bahamas. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the central Bahamas. Heavy rainfall is expected through Saturday. In Turks and Caicos, 8 to 16 inches are predicted, with 20 inches in some places, and in Puerto Rico, an additional 3 to 6 inches is likely, with isolated maximum storm totals at 40 inches. Maria will move closer to the U.S. East Coast and Bermuda by the middle of next week, but it is too soon to determine what, if any, direct impacts there might be in these areas, the Hurricane Center said. Swells from the storm are expected to begin reaching the U.S. southeast coast, the center said. Parts of the Caribbean that Maria has already struck are just coming to terms with the extent of their losses. CNN's Michael Holmes, who is on Dominica, said that almost all trees from the lush paradise have been denuded, leaving a stark, brown landscape in its place. As many as 4,500 Army reservists have been brought in to complement the Puerto Rican National Guard, says Brigadier General Dustin Schultz, who is commanding the reserves in the Caribbean during rescue effort. The Royal Navy's flagship HMS Ocean arrived in the British Virgin Islands on Friday with about 650 personnel and 60 tons of cargo, including construction equipment, hygiene kits and water purification tablets. The ship's arrival means there are now more than 2,000 UK military personnel working on the relief effort. We're used to dealing with this. Unfortunately, being so close to the ocean, these circumstances come up, Silva said. She's been at the hospital for 2 months, and her daughter Jacqueline Alejandra was distressed. Water only arrived Thursday afternoon, she said. It was bad, messed up organization from the administration. But another patient, Ana Rivera, said it might have been the best place to ride out the storm. The food comes on time, and they've been treating her well, she said. 10 miles west of the capital, residents trudged through floodwaters to reach their homes, many of which no longer had roofs. Sylvia Colon fought back tears as firefighters and the National Guard reached her 84-year-old neighbor. She refused to leave the woman who, she says, is like a grandmother to her. One girl, Maritier, 16, had to cross floods with her family, clutching small dogs, along with bags filled with food, toiletries and pillows, to reach the rescue team.